back for another awesome episode of FTM Transformers on YouTube. I'm your host for Mondays, Michael, on a Tuesday. Sorry I missed the video yesterday. I had a lot of schoolwork to do, so I was hoping to finish it before my meeting last night. But my meeting last night was we were doing elections, and I got appointed treasurer, and the whole thing lasted until 12 something, and then by the time I went to get food and by the time I got back it was 2 in the morning, so I was like, I'll just make the video later in the morning. So it's currently 11:30 a.m. and this week's topic is, what was it? I just saw it. It was it's how to support your trans student. So just like all the other how to support your trans blanks, the most important aspect would be respect. And respecting, their name choice, their pronoun choice, even if it's something weird. Like, if you're a teacher and you're and a kid comes up to you and says, hey, call me they, or call me here, or zir, or, some other, neutral pronoun, or just their name, try to work on that as much as possible, because it can be very detrimental to someone's health, if they constantly are not reaffirmed in their identity, and it seems like it's on purpose, kind of, because with teachers you're the teacher doesn't like me, because you don't really know your teachers that well. So maybe another way to support them would be just to get to know them, maybe if it's appropriate, I don't know, if you're in high school, maybe ask them to stay over, ask them to stay after, help, clean up or do stuff, and use that time to, talk or something. Or maybe ask them to, TA for you, and, use that time to get to know them better. If you're in college, you could, just ask them, go to their office hours, hang out with them. You could ask them to go to lunch and help you learn some stuff, or just to talk or whatever. Or just make a meeting specifically for that, whether you're in college or high school or whatever. But I think the biggest thing is communication, and to make sure that, if you change your name, make sure that it's changed, on all the rosters. I know in my math class, we pass around a sign-in sheet, and it has, all of our names, and we check the box for the week. But then, so for the first one, she, Sharpied my name out and wrote Michael. And then for the next one that we got, the following week, or I think it was a month later. No, it was a couple weeks later. I think it was 2. Whatever. They had to make a new one because the old one was filled up. And they had my name there, and I was so I had to Sharpie it out again. So, but there's only 2 weeks left of the semester, so wouldn't make sense to be hey, can you change my name on the roster? Because it's not it's not anyone else sees it. I mean, we pass it around, but I'm the first person to sign it at my table, so it's not anyone else knows oh, did you see what he did? He crossed out a name and oh. So yeah. Maybe if you're signing group projects and you're picking groups for your students, maybe if you can tell that they're not comfortable with someone, or that someone's kind of mean to them about their identity or how they act or whatever, or how they dress, or whatever, just being mean in general, should probably not put those 2 people together. Just watch out for them. I mean, you should watch out for all your students, but there's a higher chance of them getting beaten up or called out or tormented, stuff like that. What else could you do? Maybe, like I said before, use inclusive language in your class. Don't assume things, always be open to discussion. Maybe in the beginning of the year you can post hey, this is a safe zone, there's not going to be any name calling, any use of derogatory words, don't say the word fag or any of those other alternations, or don't use the word tranny or any other formations of that word. Don't use, like, just don't use, like, those kinds of words in that classroom. You know, maybe at the beginning of the year have, like, a little mini education thing, like, you know, about different identities, different orientations, stuff like that, and how they're different, and, you know, how to be an ally maybe a little bit. Because I know even in college when I went to these, they're called safe zones here, about just, like, general education of the LGBTQA community, like, a lot of people, especially people who didn't belong in the, who weren't a part of the community, were like, what? Like, we're really surprised, like, how different all the things are, and, like, how they're related, and how they're, or not related. So I think that's important to instill in them maybe earlier. And then, most importantly, I would say, don't out your trans student. Hey, I'm Mr. Simple. So don't out your trans student to make a point, because that also falls under respect. Yeah, I think that's all I have for this video. Yeah, so I hope you guys have an awesome-rific week. I know here in college we have 1 week after this week, and then finals week, and where everyone's gonna die, and so good luck with all of that. And I know high school people still have like a month, so you're screwed. Have a nice day and stay beautiful.